Okay, lights, camera, action. Walking in to the man cave. The sign Wendy got me for Christmas. Pretty cool, huh? As you see, we're doing really good. 90 degrees. Let me introduce you to all the pieces and parts of my man cave. First of all, here's about a cord or so of wood. Helped get us through the winter. You notice the door. This is the garage door that opens and shuts. There, it's got all kinds of shiny stuff all over it. Well, it's bubble stuff, and I've insulated it because it was just a sheet of metal. It was pretty conductive, so it was really cooling this place down. So I wrapped it up in insulation. And as you see, my whole wall, going all the way back, also has that stuff, because on the other side of that wall is, on that part is the guy that lives in his apartment. There's a little studio apartment next to us. So anyway, we got a nice little area in here. Let you see the firewood we got stacked in here. I just got it delivered today. I'm a little curious about it. It looks dry, but it doesn't burn very dry. Anyway, I've already been burned twice, pardon the pun. And there we got some seats, places to sit, end tables, hillbilly style. The rest of a little bit of wood. Of course, we got the all-nighter. And a little tub of water. And back behind here, you can see that we have a damper. I got a little thermometer sits there. And the draft inducer. And it's all adjustable based on, I got a little switch on the side here. It's just a rheostat. See the dial on it? Yep. The dial on it gets me to where I can dial it up and down based on weather. Basically, like today it's rainy, so I have to tune it up a little bit higher than I normally would. Well, anyway, let me show you this system and show you how it works. Basically, I've been powered up my wood stove, and the heat that comes off my wood stove is being put into my air conditioning system. And I do this based on a few tricks. First of all, here's your standard air conditioning system. Start up from the floor. There's a return duct. See the shiny part up here? Goes down. This is the airflow flowing down normally. Okay, it would flow through here and into the box, into the air handler, get it heated or cooled in that box based on what the thermostat calls for, and then the airflow would come out and split and go to major different parts of the house underneath through floor vents. What I've done is added something. Now, this is a damper. It basically opens and closes based on what this automated actuator does. Also, another piece I have is what we call an aquastat. An aquastat senses temperature and has relays in it based on a temperature rise and fall, and your adjustment, you can make contacts open or close. You notice over here on this side of this ductwork is a bulb, sensing bulb. If you follow that, you'll see that it goes right up into this aquastat. And what that does, it senses the temperature. When that bulb gets hot enough, and I got a call for heat, this actuator will move in the opposite position. To show you as an example, I'm going to make the system act like, I'm going to lower the set point or raise the set point. So what we're going to do here is we're raising turning the dial up. What you're hearing now is the actuator turning, going to its natural state. Notice the dampers, or the swing arms for the dampers. And there's two of them. It's a bidirectional damper. so they close together. So anyway, now it's as I've simulated as though there is not enough heat in this box. So I get up in the morning, throw a bunch of wood in. When it gets hot enough, this thing fires, and it starts this action up. Now, the second part of this actuator is that it has an in switch. In other words, this little screw right here, I can dial up and down based on the position of the actuator. When it gets to a certain position, or in this case, right before the end of this switch, it actually closes another switch, called an in switch, which would indeed fire up this fan. Now, this fan is inducted into the side of my stove. And you'll see that I got pipes coming out of the top of the stove. Now, it isn't it's not as what you think that this would stoke the fire. This is not a fire stoking device. This is actually something that helps remove heat from the firebox. Those are self-contained pipes that run up into the face of the stove right here. And what I have done, this would normally have went into the, just blown hot air into the room. What I have done is ducted them into the ductwork that I have talked about that basically runs the return. So not only does the ductwork get hot based on radiant heat around the box, but it also gets hot based on these ducts being blowing heat into them. It started getting too hot. Let me show you now, as an example, what happens. That in switch, when it gets to be a hotter position, will fire this relay. This relay, in turn, will make this fan blow hot air into the piping of this box out of the face and into the ductwork. Meanwhile, the damper closes the ductwork and bypasses through picks the hot air up and puts it back into the house. So let's simulate what it normally would do after I'd get the box hot enough. So here we go with the screwdriver going back to where we were, about 90. I usually set it off at about 90 degrees. You'll see, and here already, the damper opening. Closing. It's going to a closed position right now. And when it gets to the right position, this relay here is going to fire. And hopefully in the background you'll hear another fan take off. Here any minute now. There we go. And if you notice now, the fan is running, blowing hot air. The result of, I've got a little thermometer here that's telling us it's pulling out 82 degrees and putting it into our house. This is the one that's main temperature sensor to the house. Oops, it's pretty bright. I don't know if that's going to be readable or not, but that's not me doing it. That's an automatic feature. Bang. 72, 73. 77. That and the radiant heat this thing puts off and everything, we had the house up to like 77 degrees last night. So hopefully this makes a better explanation of what's going on. We'll see how this works. This is like my second attempt. And so as y'all see, what you'll see is this fan I've got picking up and blowing Old Glory into the system. Into the flopping air. So I kind of thought that would be a good place to put the flag and kind of a good place to stop my video, amateurish as it is. Well, anyway, the sentiment's good. God bless America.